Well, good afternoon, children at St Helens. It's Friday. It's the end of the first week in January. It's been a bit of a different week, hasn't it? We were in school together on Monday, and we're not at the moment on Friday. But we've been reading this brilliant story about the enormous crocodile, and Mr. Chappell left us on a bit of a cliffhanger. I don't know if you remember. The children were all here, and here's the old crocodile there, like a seesaw. And he just finished on that phrase. It's going to be yum, yum, yum. Well, let's find out what happened, shall we? So here's the next picture here with a crocodile, and I'll read it to you, and you can see the children just over here. At that moment, there was a flash of brown, and something jumped into the playground and hopped up on top of the swings. I don't know if you can see. Look at the top of the swings there. One of our friends we've met earlier. It was Mugglewump the monkey. "Run!" Mugglewump said to the children. "All of you, run, run, run. That's not a seesaw. It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up." Well, the children screamed and ran for their lives, and Mugglewump disappeared back into the jungle, and the enormous crocodile was left alone in the playground. And there you can see the children running off, and the enormous crocodile left by himself, and Mugglewump has gone back into the forest. He cursed the monkey and waddled back into the bushes, and the crocodile decided to hide. Can you see him there? He's hiding in the bushes over there. But he's not finished, the crocodile. He's not finished, but we'll find out what happens to him in a moment. "I'm hungrier, and I'm hungrier, and I'm hungrier," he said. "I shall have to eat at least 4 children before I am full up." Well, the enormous crocodile crept around the edge of the town, taking great care not to be seen, and he came to a place where they were going to be ready to have a fair. There were slides and swings and dodgem cars and people selling popcorn and candy floss, and there was also a big roundabout. The roundabout had marvellous wooden creatures for the children to ride on. There were white horses and lions and tigers and mermaids with fishes' tails and fearsome dragons with red tongues sticking out of their mouths. "Now for clever trick number 3, said the enormous crocodile, licking his lips. When no one was looking, he crept up onto the roundabout, and he put himself between a wooden lion and a fearsome dragon. He sat up a bit on his back legs, and he kept very still. He looked exactly like a wooden crocodile on the roundabout. And there he is there. Can you spot him on the roundabout, sitting up really, really still? Soon all sorts of children flocked around to the fair. Several of them ran towards the roundabout, and they were really excited. "I'm going to ride on the dragon," said one. "I'm going to go on a lovely white horse," called another. "I'm going on a lion," said the third one. And one little girl, whose name was Jill, said, "I'm going to ride on that funny old wooden crocodile." Well, the enormous crocodile kept very still, but he could see the girl coming towards him. You probably see the girl just down the bottom here. Jill just looking towards the crocodile. "Yummy, yum, yum," he thought. "I'll gulp her up in one easy gollop." Well, suddenly there was a swish and a swoosh, and something came swishing and swishing out of the sky. Look at the top there. I think you might recognise that bird. It's the roly-poly bird. He flew around and round the roundabout, singing, "Look out, Jill, look out, look out. Don't ride on that crocodile." Well, Jill stopped, and Jill looked up. "That's not a wooden crocodile," said the roly-poly bird. "It's a real one. In fact, it's the enormous crocodile from the river, and he wants to eat you up." Well, Jill turned and ran as fast as she could, and so did all the other children. Even the man working on the roundabout jumped off it and ran away as fast as he could. You see the children running? I think there's the man there who operates the machines. The enormous crocodile cursed the roly-poly bird, and he went back into the bushes to hide. "I'm so hungry," he said to himself. "I could eat 6 children now before I'm full up." But the crocodile hasn't run out of tricks just yet, so let's read on, shall we, to find out what happens next. Just in the town, there was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around it. It was called the picnic place, and there were several wooden tables and long benches, and people were allowed to go there and have a picnic at any time. Well, the enormous crocodile crept over to the picnic place. There was no one in sight. "Now for clever trick number 4, he whispered to himself. He picked a lovely bunch of flowers out, and he arranged it on one of the tables. Can you see there? He's just sorting out the flowers on top of the tables. From the same table, he then took away one of the benches and he hid it in the bushes. And instead, he put himself in the place where the bench would be. Can you see him down there? He's made himself into a bench around the table. And if you were going to choose a table, there's three there, aren't there? I wonder which one you go for. I think probably you'd go for the one with the flowers. Well, shall we see what the children are going to do? By tucking his head under his chest, by twisting his tail, he made himself look very much like a wooden bench with legs. Well, soon they came in carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother had said they should go out and have a picnic together. Which table shall we sit at, said one. Let's take the table with the lovely flowers on it, said another. Well, the enormous crocodile kept quiet as a mouse. I'll eat them all, he said to himself. They'll come and sit on my back, and I will swizzle my head around quickly, and after that it will be squish, crunch, gollop. But suddenly a deep voice came from the jungle. Can you see our friend there, the elephant? I wonder what he's going to say to the children. Stand back, children! Stand back, stand back! Well, the children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming from. And then, with a crashing of branches, Trunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. That's not a bench you were going to sit on, he said. That's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you all up. Well, Trunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and as quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail. He hoisted him into the air. Hey! Let me go, said the crocodile. He was dangling upside down. Let me go, let me go. No, Trunky said, I will not let you go. We've all had quite enough of you and your clever tricks. Well, Trunky took hold of the crocodile and began to swing him around his head. Faster and faster and faster. You can start to see the bottom. Look how fast he's going now. He's starting to really get some speed up. And faster still, look at this picture here. Wow, look how fast he's going round and round and round. You can see the children looking on at him. Soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going round and round Trunky's head. And suddenly Trunky let go of Crocodile's tail and the crocodile went shooting up into the sky. Look at that there, you can just see him lifting off the earth. Like a huge green rocket, up he went, higher and higher and faster. He was going so fast and so high that soon the earth was just a tiny dot below him. He whizzed on and on, he whizzed into space, he whizzed past the moon, he whizzed past the stars and planets until at last, with the most tremendous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed headfirst into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage. And that's the end of the amazing story of the enormous crocodile. It's Friday afternoon too, so I really hope you have a great weekend. We're looking forward to seeing you next week, and Mr. Chappell's going to pick up another Roald Dahl story to take you from there. But no, have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us for our story.